Tonight, when the sun goes down, you flip a switch. Light instantly floods your warm modern room. You do not think twice about this glowing safety. But for most of human history, that switch did not exist. When ancient sunset arrived, the world turned completely pitch black. What did your earliest ancestors actually do in that heavy darkness? You might imagine them huddled in cold terror inside deep caves. You likely picture them trembling while fierce predators howled outside. The reality of prehistoric night was far stranger than your fears. Long before electric light, human sleep worked in two distinct shifts. Anthropologist Roger Eckertz discovered this lost historical secret in ancient texts. People slept for 4 hours, woke up, and stayed quiet. During this peaceful midnight hour, your ancestors did fascinating things. Some sat by dying embers and whispered old family stories. Others walked quietly outside to gaze at the bright, silent stars. They shared deep thoughts about survival, dreams, and mysterious tribal spirits. There was no glowing screen to steal their quiet nighttime attention. There was only the crackling fire, the darkness, and each other. Why did evolution design the human brain to wake up at midnight? Because the quiet, dark hour was critical for village safety. Someone always needed to watch the embers and guard sleeping children. Nighttime was when tribal bonds grew unbreakable in the quiet shadows. Your modern brain still carries echoes of those ancient midnight waking hours. When you wake up at 3 in the morning for no reason, remember this: your body is simply remembering how your ancestors lived under the stars. You are running ancient software inside a hyper-connected modern world. The darkness was never an enemy to the first human beings. It was the sacred space where human culture and imagination truly flourished. Tonight, when your lights go out, look into the quiet room. Your ancient ancestors are still breathing softly inside your modern mind. The fire represented the beating heart of every human gathering at night. Families gathered around the warm flame to banish the fear of complete darkness. Their faces glowed with a soft orange light amid the bitter cold. The elders spoke about long morning hunting journeys across dangerous open plains. Young children learned harsh survival lessons from past experiences of the group. Generations passed down wisdom and oral histories through simple and honest words. The burning flame protected everyone from hungry predators lurking in the shadows outside. Fire was never just a tool for warmth and cooking wild food. It was the center of the small human world when fast daytime movement stopped. Have you ever wondered about our deep innate love for sitting near fire? The answer lies in millions of years of human evolution under its glow. When you look at dancing flames today, your brain relaxes automatically. Your primitive mind feels absolute safety in that warm and limited space. Time rolls back to deep, wild, and distant cave epochs. Silence wrapped forests and open plains the moment pitch darkness arrived. No car engines, no city noise, and no artificial lighting disturbed the calm. The sound of wind through tree branches was the only available music. Rustling leaves carried hidden warnings about strange movements in the dark. Ancient humans learned to listen with extreme care to every tiny midnight whisper. Their sharp ears refused deep sleep entirely to protect vulnerable clan members. Does this heightened sensitivity relate to your own occasional trouble sleeping quietly? Yes, it is the ancient guard duty inherited silently in your genetic code. The long darkness gave minds massive space to ponder existential mysteries. While animal eyes glowed in the shadows, human eyes stared upward. The first humans wondered about the meaning of death, life, stars, and space. This is how the earliest myths and ancient religious stories emerged around campfires. Spirits and gods inhabited the darkness and deep caves and primitive beliefs. Every frightening natural phenomenon was explained through imaginative stories banishing fear. The fear of the unknown forged the courage to survive harsh conditions. Have you ever thought about how ancient women spent those long nights? They organized tasks and fashioned simple tools from available animal hides. They told stories to children and calmed their hearts amid stormy outdoor winds. They gathered vital female knowledge to pass down carefully to future generations. Collaborative teamwork between everyone was the only key to surviving cold nights. No single individual survived alone in the harsh prehistoric world. Only the tightly bonded tribe could defeat the cold and terrifying darkness. Have we truly changed, or are we still fundamentally the same people? The modern body tricks us into thinking we separated from natural roots, yet hormones, fears, and rapid survival reflexes prove the exact opposite. When you stand alone in midnight darkness, your brain triggers alertness instantly. Your heart beats slightly faster to prepare for any sudden emergency. This is the exact skill that kept your ancestors alive for millions of years. Darkness created the intelligent human mind that values light and life. Every time you enjoy a fireplace or quiet sitting, remember your early ancestors. They fought cold and darkness so that you could write your stories safely today. The journey of the ancient mind at night started our entire human existence. Generations of hunters walked back to camp carrying tired muscles and heavy spears. Children sat cross-legged listening to tales of brave ancestors who fought giant beasts. Every shadow cast by the orange fire looked like a shifting mythical creature. The tribal elders used rhythm and tone to keep listeners awake and focused. Fear turned into respect as the flames slowly burned down to glowing embers. People curled close together for warmth because winter nights froze the breath. Body heat shared among family members meant the difference between life and death. No one complained about closeness because survival demanded absolute unity and physical contact. The rhythm of breathing filled the cave like a slow and steady drumbeat. Outside, hyenas and saber-toothed cats prowled under the pale moonlight looking for weakness. The boundary between safety and destruction was nothing more than a wall of fire. Human intelligence grew sharpest precisely during those hours of vulnerability and quiet observation. People mapped the stars in their minds long before writing systems were invented. Constellations told stories of seasonal changes, animal migrations, and gathering times. The night sky was an enormous calendar written in glittering points of silver light. When you look up at city stars blocked by smog, you miss this ancient map. Your eyes were built to track constellations and navigate vast and empty horizons. Instead, your glowing phone screen blinds your eyes from ancient celestial wonders. Think about how much mental energy you waste on trivial modern worries today. Your ancestors worried about whether the sun would rise and bring warmth back. Their survival depended entirely on community cooperation, trust, and shared vigilance. When someone showed cowardice, the entire tribe faced mortal danger in the dark. Trust was the strongest currency in the ancient world before money ever existed. You inherited that deep neurological need for social belonging and tribal acceptance. Exclusion from the group meant certain death in the wild prehistoric environment. Your modern social anxiety is just an echo of that ancient tribal fear. Being disliked by peers feels dangerous because your brain still lives in the tribe. Civilization advanced step by step through thousands of dark nights filled with shared thought. Every tool crafted by hand was improved around the hearth during long evening hours. Stones were chipped carefully until edges became razor-sharp weapons for morning hunts. Aunties and grandmothers taught young girls which routes were safe and which were deadly. Uncles trained boys how to track wounded deer without making a single sound. Knowledge was survival, and the night was the classroom where wisdom was transferred. There were no textbooks or digital libraries to store human experience back then. Memory was the only library available, and older minds were sacred treasures of the tribe. When an elder passed away, an entire archive of survival knowledge vanished forever. That is why respect for age and experience was absolute in ancient human societies. Today, we discard experience quickly, forgetting that wisdom took millennia to accumulate. Your brain is a museum filled with artifacts from a forgotten wilderness. Every single emotional trigger you experience daily was forged in ancestral survival trials. Stress is not a modern disease. It is an ancient alarm system designed for predators. When your boss emails you late at night, your body reacts like a wolf is near. Adrenaline surges, your muscles tense, and your rational thinking shuts down temporarily. You do not need to fight a wolf, but your biology cannot tell the difference. Understanding this mismatch between your biology and your environment brings profound inner peace. You stop blaming yourself for feeling overwhelmed by the fast-paced modern world. You realize you are an ancient creature trying to navigate a concrete jungle. Take a deep breath and let your shoulders drop away from your ears. The digital noise around you does not define your true evolutionary nature. Deep inside, beneath layers of culture and technology, you remain a creature of the wild. The campfire still burns brightly inside your consciousness, waiting to be acknowledged. Embrace the quiet moments when the world slows down around midnight. Let your mind wander back across the vast corridor of human history. Imagine the thousands of generations who stood where you stand, looking at the same moon. They dreamed of a future where their descendants would live in warmth and safety. You are the miraculous fulfillment of their wildest and most desperate survival dreams. Honor their struggle by living with awareness, courage, and deep appreciation for your existence. The night was never meant to frighten you. It was meant to awaken you. As darkness falls tonight, remember the ancient fires that lit your way across time.